Yo, what's up, Draft League fans? My name is IronBoffin, coach of your Rochester Rhydons. And the fact we have a video means we're in another league, baby. We are back in the PPL here for Season 4 of the Pokemon Premier League. If you guys didn't know, I joined last year, or yeah, it was last year, for Season 3 of the PPL. And I'm so excited that they're having me back. We went with a record of 3-5, I believe, last year, which is not... It's not great, but it's a lot better than I expected, not having played Draft League since Generation 7 and Sun and Moon. So I had a lot of fun. There's a lot of great people in this league. Their links and stuff will be down in the description below of the other coaches, so make sure you guys go check that out. But we are here for Season 4, okay? And in this draft, this is going to be my draft analysis, as you guys couldn't tell from the title and thumbnail, of course. We have some great mods. I think I have never been more proud of a team I put together in draft. And I'm super pumped up, so let's talk about it. So I am also, let me note here, I am the 12th pick in a 16-person league, okay? So my goal going into round 1, I am going to pick the most broken Pokemon that's still available. 12 is pretty deep. We're deep down. We lost a lot of the crazy stuff, like Dragapult was obviously gone. A lot of great Pokemon already off the board. And I went with a Pokemon that I think is broken. I don't know how this is still around. I grabbed Spectrier. Here. If you guys want to take a look, we got 130 speed. That's what caught my eye right away. 130 speed and 145 special attack. He doesn't need no Calyrex. Doesn't matter. We got Spectrier here. And rocking the Grim Neigh ability, obviously. So that means if I get a knockout, my special attack gets a boost. It's like Moxie, but special attack. This mod's crazy. It has a bit of a reputation of underperforming in Draft League. I don't know how. This thing seems completely broken. And I'm pumped up to use it. You know, at the end of the day, I don't care if it's one-dimensional. If you know Shadow Ball is coming in Draining Kiss, whatever. You got to deal with 145 special attack, 130 speed. That's a crazy tough mon to get over. So I'm really happy with that being my first pick, and we're going to hopefully get to use it. We're going to be going with the nickname Torrent. It was tough between Epona and Torrent, but I did just finish my Elden Ring playthrough last year. So we're going to go ahead and go with Torrent for this. I'm pumped up. Now let me show you my round 2 draft pick. Coming up in round 2, I was able to get Iron Hand. So obviously the way the drafts work, they go down and then back up, snake draft. So 12 puts me pretty close to the wheel, but not close enough that you're comfortable on counting on something. But obviously drafting a ghost type, you need a mon to deal with dark types. You need to be able to deal with dark types and fighting resist dark. So I was like, okay, what is the best fighting type on the board right now? And I saw Iron Hand still there, and I'm like, I just know this is the mon for me. 154 HP, 140 attack, 108 defense. It doesn't matter that it's slow. Its special defense has a little bit left to be desired. It's a little frail. It's like 68 base special defense. But this thing's an absolute tank. Iron Hands is a god in VGC. It's a god in Draft League. I've seen a lot of people use it super successfully. It has a Quark Drive ability, which probably won't really matter for me. I'm not really going to be looking to draft Electric Terrain or anything like that. But you can use the booster energy to pop your Quark Drive, which boosts your highest stats. So we can boost attack, we can boost defense if we're playing a more defensive role. This mon's sick. Whether we want to do Swords Dance setup, we want to do AV for attacks, we want to do Volt Switch, like switch around shenanigans with some of the other mons I built on this team. I'm pumped up for Iron Hands. I'm so excited to use it. The nickname I picked for this thing is going to be a bit of a stretch. I picked the name Sasuke. If you guys know OG Curse Mark Sasuke, that's the vibes I was picking up from his giant hands. So let me know what you think about that nickname. But let's go into our round 3 pick. Okay, round 3, we're coming in. We drafted Corviknight. Corviknight, an absolute staple, of course. Everybody drafts Corviknight. Everybody wants Corviknight. Steel Flying is in a ridiculously amazing typing. Corviknight's stats don't look great. You look at him, you're like, 98 HP, 105 defense, that's pretty bulky. 67 speed, that's kind of slow. 85 special defense, that's not that good. 87 attack, okay, but like, the typing of this thing is disgusting, okay? And this thing gives me a lot of things I can do with it. 1, gives me a defogger early. It's nice to get a defogger on your squad early, so that way you have at least some form of hazard removal, because Gen 9 got rid of a lot of defoggers, it got rid of a lot of rapid spinners. This mon's gross, obviously. Pumped up to actually have it. And the other thing important that it does here is it covers our ground weakness from Iron Hands. So I'm hoping to form a little bit of a Volt Turn combo with Iron Hands Corviknight. So I think that's going to be a pretty good pairing right there. And we have the Mirror Armor ability there. Don't know how much that's going to be useful, but a Nerve is cool if we don't want to eat berries. Anyway, This mon's just a tank. It's just going to be tanking stuff. It's got access to Roost, Iron Defense, Body Press, Brave Bird. It's just so bulky. And like Rocky Helmet stuff. I mean, it's such a good mod. I'm so excited for Corviknight. I believe it has Stealth Rocks, I hope. I think it has Stealth Rocks. No Stealth Rocks. What do you have? You have something, don't you? Spikes or something? All right, maybe not. I'm a foolish fool. You don't have any of those things. But it's a great mod. Great mod. Round 4. The goal was to pick a Terra captain. So the way that works in this league is if you want a Pokemon to be your Terra captain, they cost more points than they normally would. So for example, Hydreigon normally costs 14 points to draft to be its regular Hydreigon. If you want it to be Terra Hydreigon, it costs 17 points. So that goes from like your whole budget. I forgot what the whole number of the budget is, like 120 for the whole budget or something like that. So 17 points come out of your budget, and then you also can't go over 30 points of Terramons. So 17 points out of the main budget, and then 17 points out of your 30 points for Terra. So I'm taking Hydreigon because that is a filthy Terra captain. The name of the game, anytime you have a Pokemon that's 4 times weak, is to Terra away its weakness. And the cool thing about Hydreigon is it has Levitate, so we can be Terra Steel, so that way we're immune to ground, so that way we're only weak to, fighting and fire. And Terra Steel lets us beat up all the fairies. You thought you had an advantage with your 4 times fairy super effectiveness? No, you don't. I'm Terra Steel now. Obviously has a lot of access to great coverage in steel moves, fire coverage, earth coverage, dragon. Obviously, it's a dragon type. This thing is a monster. And being a Terra captain, I can have a lot of freedom to do what I need to do with this mon. So hits hard. Terra captain, and it hits like the 98 speed tier, which is a pretty good spot to be. We have that blinding fast bond. We have some slower Pokemon that are defensive like Iron Hands and Corviknight. And 98's not a bad speed tier to be in. We're going to want to hit something like in that. We need to be over 100 and like, you know, you kind of need to 110s and stuff like that. So I'm pretty happy with the Hydreigon pick. Let's go into the next one. Okay, so the next one I wanted here was a Alolan Ninetales. It's round 5. And I'm like, oh, what do I need? I needed like, you got to complete the cores, right? You got Draft League 101. You got to complete the cores. We have a Dragon type. We have a Steel type in Corviknight. The Dragon's Hydreigon, obviously, that I just got. We need a Fairy type. Dragon, Fairy, Steel core. And I'm like, oh, I just don't. A lot of the good fairies were gone. Like Sylveon, I believe, was already gone here. What was the other fairy? There was another fairy type I was looking for, but I didn't get them. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go with Ninetales. And there's a couple things that Ninetales checks boxes for that I needed. 109 base speed. Well, first of all, fairy type. We needed the fairy typing. That's really important. But then we got 109 base speed. So like I said, we needed something above Hydreigon. We needed to be over that 100 base speed total. So 109 on Ninetales is actually really good. And obviously the really good thing about Ninetales is Aurora Veil. If we get Aurora Veil set up, that's a problem for our opponent. That's Light Screen and Reflect in the one turn where you're having the damage you're receiving. So like with a bulky team like Iron Hands and Corviknight, and like if I get that Aurora Veil up, the Aurora Veil up, they're not gonna be able to beat me. They're not gonna be able to break my mons. And then we have Spectre, who's a little more frail, can now maybe start to take some hits, maybe do a little shenanigans. So, and then also when you're prepping for an opponent with like Aurora Veil, you make them waste a move slot on Brick Break, which is really cool. Because we have Corviknight to stop Brick Break. Obviously, they can defog and get rid of it that way. You got to plan for that. I don't have Goldango this time to block defog like I did last year. But I'm still really happy with the way this... Like, that's a really cool pickup for me. Its special attack isn't crazy. But we can spam Blizzard, too. We have Snow Warning. We can spam Blizzard. I'm gonna get some freezes. So, not a bad round 5 pick. I'm pretty excited for that one. All right, round 6. This is the round that I was like, okay... My first 5 rounds have been perfect. I think my team is perfect at this stage, and we need to keep that going. What do you need? Another Draft League 101 staple. You need to have a bulky water type. Bulky water type is a classic. You still need it, even in Gen 9. And what do I need from my bulky water type? Last year, I learned... I can't remember who I had last year. I think we started with Vaporeon, and then... Who did we... Rain. I can't remember who we went to after Vaporeon. But basically, I remember going to somebody that didn't have Flip Turn. We need Flip Turn. Because if you can switch into your bulky water type, you want to get out. You want to get in, get out. Because if you stay in too long in this game, you get set up on and you lose. So, what does Tentacruel give us? 100 base stat total in speed. 100 sorry, 100 base speed. There we go, whatever. 100 base speed, 120 special defense. Bulky water type. Obviously, our defensive isn't super good in 65 defense there. So you gotta be careful what hits you're taking. But we have flip turn. We are also a grounded poison type. Grounded poison type is one of those ones. It's not 101 to draft one, but you want one so your opponents don't run toxic spikes on you. Because toxic spikes suck. I don't think we had Venusaur last year, but I still feel like I saw some toxic spikes. Either way, you want to make sure you're not getting toxic spiked all over the place. It's not fun. And then a lot of good utility out of Tentacruel here. We got flip turn, rapid spin, obviously another spinner. So now I have a spinner and a defogger. And then, you know, you can do things like we have our own toxic spikes we can set up. There's haze, there's knockoff. So Tentacruel's a good mod, and I'm happy to have it. So I think that was a good pickup on the team. And yeah, I think the team's coming together. 6 rounds in, I'm feeling really, really good. All right, our next pick coming in is none other than friend of the stream, friend of the channel. We have Ogerpon Hearthflame. Okay, so now I have to explain my reasoning here a little bit. We're talking about cores. Fairy Dragon Steel core is the best core, like one of the best cores. And then there's Fire, Water, Grass. Okay, that's the other core you want. I already have Tentacruel for my water type. And I'm like, I need a fire type and I need a grass type still. And I'm like looking at the board. I can't remember. I think I might have been looking at like Entei and some other general fire types, whatever. And I'm like, man, Ogerpon's still on the board. Ogerpon's still there. 110 base speed, Ogerpon. With the 120 attack, and the mask gives us basically like a free life orb. If you guys don't know what Hearthflame mask does, I think it's like a 30% boost in damage, but you can't hold another item. So the downfall to Ogerpon here is that we are locked at 110 speed. I can't be Scarf. My opponent knows I can't be Scarf. But we're still a fast Pokemon, and we can use Trailblaze to boost our speed if needed. And we have the Mold Breaker ability, which is always kind of a funny one if things get a little funky. So Ogerpon's a really hard-hitting mon, and I just saw it on the board. I'm like, you know what? Like that can't be a wrong decision to go with Ogerpon. To go with the fire grass type in one mon, it's such a rare typing too, and like it felt right. It felt right. So gives me U-turn, gives me really hard hitting like grass coverage, fire coverage. What do I say? What do I say to that? It's got fairy coverage. Obviously, we can't Terra this. This was not available to be Terra'd. That'd been insane. But we've completed Fairy Dragon Steel, Fire, Water, Grass core. And that's pretty good. That's a pretty good place to be. So I'm pretty happy with Ogerpon here. Now we are in round 8. We are down on points. This is kind of everybody's just kind of looking to fill some gaps in the team. And I'm looking at Rhyperior. I know we're the Rochester Rhydons, but I'm looking at Rhyperior because I want Rhyperior to be one of my Terra captains. I wanted to, and then being a Terra captain, I wanted access to Solid Rock because that way, whatever you Terra to, you still get to keep Solid Rock, so you take less damage, and you have more flexibility in being Rhyperior versus Rhydon because you don't have to. If you run Rhydon, you have to run Eviolite because you just have to. So I was like, give me Rhyperior this year. Give me Rhyperior. Gives me a Stealth Rocker, a Giant Setup Sweeper, a really, 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 really good Terra captain. Honestly, I'm pretty pumped up with this pick. Part of me wants to go Rhydon, but you know, at this stage, I was like, I really want the flexibility of not having to run Eviolite. So I grabbed Rhyperior. All right, this is where I might lose some of you. Round 9, I honestly didn't really know what I wanted, what I needed. I'm like, man, I'm missing some types. Like, what types can I fit in here that'll work? And I'm like, I don't have a normal type, don't have a psychic type. What can I do? And I'm like, you know, I see Meloetta. I see Meloetta there. And I've never used Meloetta. Literally ever. I've never touched this Pokemon. And I was like, it seems like it does some funky stuff. Serene Grace is always kind of funny. And then maybe we do the Pirouette form and we get another 128 speed mod. You know, maybe they're not really prepping for Meloetta. And then boom, here's Pirouette form. I have 128 attack, 128 speed. Good luck. You know, so I have a special attacker, I have a physical attacker. It's kind of a weird mon to run because I can run. I forget, it's like Relic Song. What's the move for this thing to do? It's like a dance, Relic Dance. Oh Lord, Relic Song. No, it is Relic. No, yeah, it is Relic Song. Okay, cool. So it is Relic Song, and I can run that. So I just figured, why not? I'm like, I don't have a lot of points left. Just give me this because it fills some gaps. You know. Gives me a ghost immunity. That's really good for Spectre, being a normal type. It's nice to have a normal and a psychic type because I'm not weak to ghost, which doesn't compound the weakness with Spectre. Obviously, it compounds the weakness of being weak to dark, but we have Iron Hands for our dark type, so I'm not too worried about dark types here. Now, let's go into round 10. Round 10, I have like 5 points left in the draft. I'm going Beartic. You ever played a well-played Beartic? No, you haven't. You've never played a well-played Beartic. And why did I go Beartic? Obviously, because I have Snow from Alolan Ninetales there. So this is going to pair super well with that. And this is also going to be one of my Terra captains. Base 130 attack with Slush Rush from Ninetales. And I can be a Terra. This thing, like, people can't sleep on this. The people can't sleep on this. Like, if I decide to run Snow offense, this thing's gross. And the fact I can be a Terra, I can run the Terra Blast. I can run, what were the moves? There was a couple, like Terra Fighting is huge, obviously, with close combat. Terra Ground with Earthquake. There's a lot of good Terra options with this mon. Terra Fairy with Play Rough. So there was a lot of things I liked about this Pokemon. And I'm like, you know what? Give me Beartic. It was like 2 points. 2 points for a Beartic? Give it to me. And while we're on the topic of Snow Rush, we also grabbed... Let me pull it up here. We grabbed a Alolan Sandslash. Because of course we're going to grab a Alolan Sandslash. We're running Snow offense. So we have Slush Rush, Alolan Sandslash. So if there's a week where Snow offense just goes crazy, I have the two mons for it. This gives me another Rapid Spinner. Probably won't matter, you know, like if I'm going to bring this, it's doing other things. A Stealth Rocker, Spike, whatever, who cares? 100 attack, 120 defense, and 65 speed doubled in Snow. This thing's a threat. This thing's a threat. If I need a Fairy Killer, boom, I got a Steel type. If I need, you know, a Dragon Killer, this thing's a monster. This is a core destroyer. You got a Fairy Dragon Steel core? That's really cute. Let me show you my Sandslash. You know what I'm saying? So, pretty cool pick. And that was my last pick of the draft. This thing doesn't get to be a Terra captain because I was out of Terra points. Actually, let's talk about some stuff I had to do because after the draft, I had to kind of move some pieces around because something didn't quite work out. I didn't quite math right in my understanding of the Terra captain rules at the time. So I had originally drafted Rhyperior to be a Terra captain, but he cost too much to be a Terra captain. So what I ended up doing was we dropped right away, like literally the millisecond the draft ended, I dropped Rhyperior for the go. We dropped Rhyperior for Rhydon for one simple reason, because Terra Rhyperior cost me 8 points. Terra Rhydon cost me 5. So that gave me 3 points back. That gave me enough to get Alolan Sandslash and make Beartic a Terra captain. So there's a couple plays that had to kind of come together real quick at the end there. And Rhydon's still a monster. We've had Rhydon so many times in my draft league career. Obviously, I'm a big fan of the mascot draft pick. I pick Rhydon all the time because it's a monster. Okay, and now this thing is a Terra captain, which we so desperately needed last year. And it's open Terra. I don't know if I mentioned that either. It's open Terra. You can Terra into whatever you want. You just tell your opponent like what your Terras are before the game starts. And with Lightning Rod, we can be Terra Water and actually use Lightning Rod effectively. We have Stealth Rocks, Earthquake, Stone Edge, Swords Dance, Rock Polish. This thing does like a lot of great coverage. This mon's honestly, like being a Terra captain, this mon's going to be disgusting. So I'm so pumped up. But that is everything. That is your 2025 2025 PPL Season 4 Rochester Rhydons. I'm pumped up. You guys are seeing this on a Friday, and you know what? We're also going to announce a new sponsor on the channel. We are partnered with Advanced GG. So if you guys like caffeinated beverages, if you're over 18, or non-caffeinated if you're not over 18, go ahead and scoop up some Advanced GG using code BOFFIN. That link will be magically on the screen because I'm post-editing. It'll also be down in the description. Use code BOFFIN for 10% off and supporting me in the dream. So hope you guys are pumped up for Season 4 of the PPL. I know I am. So you guys seeing this on a Friday. Week 1 will be uploaded tomorrow, because I was supposed to upload this last weekend, but I had another video I wanted to upload. Don't worry about that. Week 1, Saturday. It's going to be great. Catch you guys later. Hope you guys enjoy the season. Goodbye. Wish us luck.